I don't mind coming off I've done it. I've came off the bench in Houston 10 days. We don't know how that worked. I don't mind coming off the bench. That's not an issue with me.
Carmelo Anthony is still out of the NBA, and now Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are pushing the Nets to sign Melo. The question is, how does Melo actually help Kyrie, KD, and the Nets win? What is up, dudes, dudettes, ballers, players? It's your boy MJ. For a guy not in the league, Carmelo is talked about more than some NBA rookies, like Nasir Little. Joe Johnson is getting called for private NBA workouts while Melo is still in that same gym. I made a video on how Carmelo would help the Lakers, but now there has been no mention of Melo to the Lakers, and instead the Nets are actually considering signing him. So drop a like for the amount of pump fakes Carmelo does. And don't worry, I really counted. 5,739. I'm going to stream at Thursday at 10 p.m. when NBA 2K20 comes out, and then do the 24-hour live stream with a subscriber giveaway for NBA 2K20 as you asked, starting Friday at 4 p.m. to Saturday at 4 p.m. Multiple copies of NBA 2K20 will be given out. To the 79% that watch my videos that still aren't subscribed, look, real talk, that's okay. I appreciate that you're here, so let's just talk basketball and maybe, just maybe, subscribe? Carmelo Anthony is a Brooklyn native. Maybe that's why this makes all of this seem more sweet. To see why Carmelo is a fit for the Nets, we have to first look at what the Nets need. The Nets are a stacked team that lack depth at the power forward spot. While it's true that they have players like Taurean Prince who could possibly play the 4, Jared Allen who's a true center who could slide to the 4 for some rotations, even Kevin Durant once he's healthy, the Nets don't have a true power forward. The closest player to it is Rodion Kurucs, who was a promising rookie playing a combo forward but is skinny. He averaged 8.5 points on 45% shooting from the field and 31.5% from 3, but the Nets obviously realized their depth problem at the 4. They wanted a player who could share the court with Durant playing his natural position, and at the same time also wanted a power forward for this upcoming season, as Rodion Taurean would start at the small forward spot. That's why the Nets signed Wilson Chandler, who's most comfortable at the power forward spot. He's a stretch forward that can bang, a guy who at 6'8" might be a little short for power forward, but is mobile and in today's NBA capable of guarding other smaller power forwards. But then Chandler got suspended for 25 games for using a banned substance that he says he had no idea since his doctor gave it to him to recover. Chandler's story doesn't make any sense since he got banned for using a substance that was banned in 2016, and another NBA player also got banned for using that same substance a few years ago, so this leaves the Nets with a hole, and here comes Carmelo Anthony, who has been playing the power forward spot for the last few years. Now, I'm going to talk about Melo specifically as a fit with Kyrie and Durant, along with what he can do in this year without Durant. I don't want to say that this year is a complete throwaway for the Nets without Durant, but I think it's more important to see the fit with two superstars because we've seen that completely work out in the past. That's a lie! I'm tired of all this Carmelo slander. Melo has always averaged 20 plus points per game except his season on the Thunder and in Houston. And in the 2013-2014 season, he shot 45% from the field and 40% from 3, shooting 21.3 shots a game and 5.4 threes a game, averaging 28.7 points a game. And a lot of that wasn't based on athleticism, it was based off of his shot. These 10 games on the Rockets though were just bad for everyone on the Rockets. Melo was on a new team with the Rockets with teammates that he had never been with in a system that is radical and completely new. Yeah, he averaged 13.4 points on 41% from the field and 33% from 3, which is not good. But not being great in 10 games isn't the best way to analyze what Melo was. I've said this before, but look at Eric Gordon in his first 10 games last season, and he averaged 14.8 points on 32% from the field and 24% from 3. So instead of judging Melo on just pure stats, let's see what he did on the court. Melo decided to take more threes instead of twos. Yeah, he wasn't doing this. Instead, he chose to shoot more threes. He shot a career high 6.4 threes a game despite taking a career low 12.1 shots a game. That to me shows a commitment to adjusting. Also, over 50% of Carmelo's shots came with 0 dribbles, so yeah, Carmelo might have been inefficient, but he was doing all the right things. And then there were games where he was capable of carrying a team, like when he scored 28 against the Nets with Harden out. Even with Harden playing, Carmelo was capable of having nights of dropping 22 and 24 points. Now, the reason why I mentioned James Harden specifically is because he is the most ISO heavy player in the league. Kyrie and Durant have also been ISO heavy, but not like James Harden. While Harden has 16.4 ISO possessions per game, Durant was 9th in the league at 3.7 on a ball moving oriented Warriors, and Kyrie was 16th in the league at 3. Spencer Dinwiddie was also 10th in ISO possessions at 3.7. Now, all these 3 players were on different teams, so these players will adjust to each other. Melo was able to play with Harden, so Carmelo should be able to handle having the ball less in his hands, coming from a mental perspective. Yeah, he's not the same ball hog he was before. The Nets do have a solid bench with Caris LeVert and maybe even Jared Allen coming off the bench this year, along with their 6-man Spencer Dinwiddie. And the Nets bench last year was 2nd in points per game, so Melo isn't really needed at that spot. What he is serviceable for is a pick and pop game. Kyrie Irving has had big men that could stay back on the 3-point line and shoot threes. On the Cavs, he had Kevin Love, and more recently with the Celtics, he had Al Horford and even Marcus Morris, who played the power forward. Kyrie would be the ball handler, and the big man like Al Horford would be the pick setter, bringing the power forward or center defender up. Kyrie would use that pick, Al Horford might flare out to the 3-point line, which would create a mismatch with Kyrie and the big man. Or the big man defender steps out all the way to Al Horford, leaving an open paint for Kyrie to finish. Or simply, Al Horford just finds himself open for 3 once Kyrie took a step towards the paint, and then Kyrie passes it back to Al Horford, who makes a shot. The Nets don't have big men shooters besides Kevin Durant. Both DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen can space the floor, which eliminates that center spot from being a threat outside the paint. Carmelo has the heft at 240 pounds to set solid screens and the shooting stroke to make some of those threes and have some pull to have Kyrie open after the pick. That pick and roll offense is a large part of Kyrie's 4th quarter offense when the game slows down. Despite all their problems, the Celtics were a good second half team and a 4th quarter team in large part due to this type of pick and pop. There was an instance in which Kyrie, Durant, DeAndre, and Melo were all on the same team, and that was the 2016 USA Olympic team. While I can't show all the clips, Melo brings a certain value that most power forwards can't bring, and that's being a ball handler in the pick and roll. Melo doesn't have some crazy tight handles, nor is he lightning quick, cause he's not. But he can execute a basic pick and roll. This leads to some interesting Melo and Durant pick and rolls, or some reverse Melo and Kyrie pick and pops, with Kyrie popping out to a 3-point line and Melo being the ball handler. This also can lead to a lot of mismatches. It can lead to some power forward center pick and rolls with Melo and Jordan. Durant can especially take advantage of this to get the worst forward defending him in the low block to ISO. The Warriors did this a lot with Green or Iguodala setting a screen just for the purpose of getting a switch so that Durant would have an easier defender. Melo can also set screens for Durant and become a spacer. This versatility at the 4 offensively is something that is possible because of today's small ball NBA, and Melo fits right into that. Carmelo isn't going to get to take as many shots as he's used to taking, but from the changes he was making on the Rockets, Melo can become a floor spacer, but more importantly, a versatile power forward that gives Kyrie the looks he's been used to for the past 5 years, a way to get a mismatch for Durant and lead to some different looks. Defensively, Melo can't do much.
Help me!
But with guys like DeAndre Jordan and Jared Allen, along with Durant when he does come back, Melo will be surrounded by forwards and centers who can protect the interior and kinda make up for Melo's shortcomings. What we can't put a price on is the brotherhood of Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving, DeAndre Jordan, and Carmelo Anthony. Chemistry is an intangible that doesn't show up on the stats, but something you can feel when you watch the game. Pair that with Melo actually being from Brooklyn, and maybe this is the perfect place for an age star. His home, playing with players who he has a bond with. But what do you think? Is Carmelo the right fit with the Nets? Will the Nets actually pick him up? Drop a like if you want Melo to come back to the league, cause I do. NBA 2K20 is almost here, so go check out my second channel for live streams and videos when that drops, along with that giveaway. And if you stayed till this point in the video, you the real MVP, so comment mid so I know you here. The Instagram shout of the day goes to QCZ, and the all-day notification shout goes to Gian Dacia. I hope I pronounced that right. Thanks for the all-day support. Make sure to bell for all your notifications, and if you're not a sub, hit that subscribe button, join the all-day community for more fire content, all-day support. It's your boy MJ. We out.
Okay, just hop in my spaceship. Okay, just hop in my spaceship. No.